President of the Guyana Trade Union Congress, Norris Witter, believes that the government is fearful of a quality anti-money laundering and countering of financing of terrorism legislation. The union is calling for the political will among all political parties to have a number of pieces of legislation that are important to good governance addressed.
Because what the quality legislation will do, a quality legislation will have the capacity to investigate certain leading functionaries within the state and their acolytes. So, true to form, what Jagdio said some time ago when he was president, they would never support any piece of legislation, and in this instance, any anti-money laundering, anti-terrorism legislation of quality that is likely to, I want to use his exact words, likely to legislate them out of office or to lynch their colleagues. That is what this legislation will do.
Witt is of the opinion that the government prefers to have Guyana default, blacklisted, and hopefully blame the opposition.
The amendment to that act and creating the impression that this amendment is forestalled by the antics of the opposition and other concerned groups is intended to hoodwink the populace, and as the Trinidadian will see, mamagai this nation.
GTUC General Secretary Lincoln Lewis said he wants to see changes in the bill. Lewis feels that the anti-money laundering bill falls within the purview of good governance.
Passing this legislation, there's no assurance, this piece of legislation in fact, there's no assurance that anything will be done. Is it that we want to just have a legislation, that a piece of legislation to satisfy the international agencies that we have put laws in place, or we want a piece of legislation that addresses the question here of money laundering, terrorism?
The GTUC believes that any bill or law that seek to address anti-money laundering and terroristic activities must ensure structures are put in place to achieve compliance built on international practices of accountability and legitimate behavior by the government. Reporting for Capital News, Royston Drakes.